Hi, and welcome to a short video about how to use the book module in Lightroom Classic. This is relatively new in the life of Lightroom module, and it has some pluses and minuses. Now, if I was to tell you honestly, I usually design my books in InDesign, or I've also used Bookwrite. I've used other things, but the nice thing about the Lightroom tool is it's there with your pictures, and it also can be used to make something quickly and see a sequence and see things, whether or not you decide to actually print the book. So it can be quite interesting. So let's look at that module just a little bit. So I'm going to actually open my Lightroom fresh so you can see that happen. And I'm in the book module. And what I've pre-done is I've created a collection right here called Photo Book Module 2023, and I've put 14 pictures in it. So now I have 15 pictures in my collection. I went out and got one more. And so you can see that when I come in here, it opens up with a cover and with some pages already. And so I'm going to come over here, and I can see first that I have a choice of a blurb photo book, a blurb magazine, a blurb trade book, PDF, or a JPEG. And Blurb is the company that Adobe's working with for books. I'm going to put this over here. And they make print-on-demand books. They have a bookstore. You can put your books in here. You log on with an account, and they have all these different ways to make books and different types of books that you could make. So I would say you should explore that separately. Today, I'm going to make a blurb photo book. I'm going to do I have a small 7x7 or a 12x12. I'm going to make a 7x7 book, and I'm going to change the size and the layout to that. I could decide a soft cover, and what you'll notice as I go through this, here's the soft cover. Here's a hardback cover with a dust jacket, so you have the end sheets and a spine and the end sheet. And here is a hardcover wrap, so they'll actually print your picture on the actual book. And the price is based on the number of pages. It's based on the choices you make here. A standard paper type is okay. I think I'm going to go with a uncoated ProLine. You get a choice of different papers. Look, and you can see how the price will really change depending on the paper. We can have the ProLine Pearl. We could have a premium matte, quite a bit cheaper, premium luster, about the same. And then there's also the standard lay flat, which is a more photographic paper, a different kind of binding. So I'm going to go with the uncoated. And you can, I've been looking to get a sample book of the papers. It's not currently available, but watch on their website, and that's a very useful thing to get when they have it. Okay, so here I have I can do an auto layout with all of these pages. I could choose to have a certain kind of page. And so for a quick book, I'm going to go and look at the different possibilities of how I could lay this book out. And you can set a left page blank, right page one photo, left page blank, right page one photo with photo text. You could do one photo per page. You can create a new combination. You can also do a fill so that everything will fill. And so I'm going to, and then you can create your own presets here. So I'm going to come here and go here and do a fixed layout. And you can look and see what is the layouts, whether it's horizontal or vertical or square. I'm going to have this layout for now and do the same one photo here. And I don't want it, I want it to fit, not to fill. I'm going to match the long ends. I could add a photo text, align it with the photo, and I get to choose what is going to, it could be a caption or a title. And so I'm going to do a title sans serif and title sans serif. So I have already added titles to all of these. I'll show you where to do that in a second to do that. So I'm going to create this as a preset, which I'm going to call it save current setting as a new preset. And I'm going to call it one photo fit right and left, so that I don't, and then title. You have to think about these so you actually know what they mean someday. I hope I'll know what that means. Create. So anytime I want, I can get back to this one photo on each side of the page with the pictures fitting rather than filling and with a photo text. And then I'm going to say done. And I'm going to say auto layout. And we can see it automatically made the cover and filled in everything with one click. If I go back to any given page, not what I expected. So now I'm going to go and edit this again and see what happened. Oh, I did serif and sans serif. That was part of it. Okay, so let's get sans serif on both. Save. Update preset. And then I'm going to clear the layout. And then I'm going to auto layout. And you'll see, once again, I have this with a place for you to put a photo text. As you're going forward, you could add page numbers. And you can decide where the page number goes, top corner, bottom corner, left only, or right only. And think about how much you need page numbers. It's nice to have some page numbers, but you maybe don't need page numbers on every page. When I choose the page number, I can also choose a text and a size for the page number. I could apply a background. Probably for our photo books, we won't want that. And as we go, we can do a page text. And add another text or not. We can do, oh, these aren't available. Things. You can have a grid if you want to see it with grid or see different lines. And so you can do things very individually as you go through each of the pages. So right now, if I wanted to add a page, I could come down here and say, well, now I want to add here a page, say, with multiple photos. Maybe with all of the photos, and then I could actually choose these and drag them in here and have it populate the page for a graphic. Now these actually ended up filling, so I would need to take this one and probably zoom it so it filled too. As you're working through the pages, you have to sort of think about what you want. I'm probably going to work on the design of the cover to make it differently. But let me come here and do this. You can see that this is you can add cell. You can add a page. You can remove a page. You could save this as a custom page. You could hide a page number from one page, or you could start the page number someplace. Then here, if you wanted to change the design of this page, you could click there, and now you have a different design for just this one page. So you can do a group, an autofill, or do it image by image. And here's my place for text now. So there's a lot of different possibilities here. Sometimes it almost seems like too much. If I want 2 photos, I could have 2 photos and a text over here. And you can continue to build the book until it looks like what you want it to look like. As you add more pages, so you can see right now it's $50.49. But if I want to add a page, I'm going to come here and go to a different setup. And I can click add a page. And from there, I could add images into that page. If I wanted to do something like add a color to the back of the page, I can do that. And many other things. So let's get back. So I have the grid view, the spread, and then I have the single page. So as we look at our images here in the grid view, we can decide. I have some pairs and I have a triplet I want to work together. I have some other ones that may or may not want to go together as we go. I might think about separating out where the verticals are. And I can try some beginning sequencing at this point if I'm going to use auto. But I can also come here to, and then also I want to point out here that in my title, each of these pictures has a title. And so that title is going to be available to me as I work on the book. So now you write this in title, then when I come to the book and it puts these pictures out, and I can also, if I let it auto set, I could drag the pages. No, not like that. Stop. Got to make sure you grab the page. I can grab the pages to change the order. Then I know that I want these 3 on a page across the page. So I'm going to come here and I want to get 2 photos in this book page. Think like that. And then I'm going to come down here. I can make these bigger. And I can work on the sizing like that. Then the next piece I have is the photo text. And since I did add, let's go with this as a single page, so that'll be easier to see. Worked when you weren't watching. That's the way it always is, isn't it? Let's try another page. Nope. Okay, so as we're here and we have the photo text, we can actually make the photo text be that title that is in the inside of the picture. And if we change the picture, the photo text will change with the picture. And I can make it smaller, very small. It's aligning with the photograph or not aligning. It could be above, over, or below. I could add more text to it, to the page if I wanted. So that's the way that you can actually have in the metadata, your titles, and have them just show up. And you would come to each page and then go and say custom text title. So once you've gotten here, one of the ways you want to work on your book, and let me do a little bit better job on this book. Oh, you do want to create a saved book. So now I'm not really yet happy with this. So let me go and make myself happier, and then I'll show you how to make the PDF. Okay, so I've gotten something that I kind of want to keep already. I've worked on this cover here that I'm thinking is interesting. I'll show you some things about it that is also interesting. I did make the background color black by not putting a graphic. I clicked graphic and just made it black so that I have the black spine. And I can go larger so I can find the text and work on that. I'm not going to do that now. Okay, so now it's time to create a saved book. And I'm going to call this Lumens 01. It's going to be inside of the photo book module. And I want to include all the photographs. I did use them all, but in this case, and that's it. Okay, so now I have a saved book that I can get back to. And anything I do, it will keep on automatically updating to this book. So if I got to a place where I really liked it, I might make a copy of this so I could do more things to it, called duplicate book. And I'm going to call this one, I'm going to rename it to Lumens 02. So now I have where I was, and I have a new version I can muck around with if that's what I want to do. Also point out as we go to this cover that there's this little exclamation point here, and it's going to tell me that the picture's too small. So if I want to use these pictures, I'm going to have to go out and get larger resolution images. It doesn't tell me that on these pictures because they're all large enough to print in this size book. Okay. Then the next thing I need to do is sort of come to each of these and go to the type and choose title. There may be a way to automate that. I haven't found it yet. And then I want to make sure that with all of them, I find the right offset and the right size text. It is not always very friendly. Look like I just missed one of the words, and so it's messy. So now I have to come together and get the right size for my type. Then I might want to write that size down. So let's do 18. And so then all of them, I'll do 18. The offset, I can have it be further away from the picture. I can change the color of the type to something less black if I wanted to make it a little more. Let's make this page big so you can sort of see how that would look. So there's lots of changes I can make. I can make this literally any color I wanted by clicking here and then exploring until I find a color that works for my type. Think about something that's going to be lasting and feels good on an ongoing basis and on all the pages of your book. So I probably would stay with the gray on this. I think that worked. Try again. Okay. So as you continue to build each page, continue, make sure you have the saved book. And when you get the whole book, this isn't exactly how I would want it in at all. I think I'm going to do a few pages. Don't do that. Grab it from the corner to move the page. I'm going to do a few page changes. I do want that one. Do want this one here. I have my grid here. These are set up. Maybe I want this one by itself. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add a page, and I want the page on the other side. And I think this is where I'm going to do a text page where I can write my essay about this project. I'm not going to do it right now, but essay here. Okay, so now I have sort of a place where I want to see how this is going to look. I'll export it to a PDF. And so it's going to export as two files. One is this cover file that I designed, and the other one is the book, and I can view it with 2 pages, and you can see how the book is. And now this is obviously just a beginning. The things I'm going to want to look at is how do the pictures relate, and the size of is the size of my borders too much or too little. But you can see how now you have an idea what it looks like, and you can go back to Lightroom and continue to work on the design and the way that it's laid out in here. Just a quick beginning on the book to PDF. And then if you actually liked this, then you could take it here and send the book to Blurb. And then you would sign into your Blurb account that you would make, and it would go up onto Blurb for you to be able to buy. Hope that was helpful. Thank you so much.